Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. In this episode, we're continuing building my IS300. That's right. Not this one. This one. So, last episode I cleaned up the bay. I got all the stuff ready. And this episode I ran into some issues. And they're not that bad, but let's take a look. So right here, if you guys look, so I cleaned up the whole bay last episode. I got everything sprayed, primer, whatnot, and these pieces look like the car took a little hit right here, and I had to drill this thing out. As you can see, it's all mashed up a little bit, and it was right here, whatnot, and so I had to drill these spots out, and I'm gonna replace it from this car because this is how it's supposed to look like. Nice and solid, straight, very nice. There's no signs of it being wrecked, which is really good. Even though this car was rolled, it magically just missed the whole front, which happens. But this one, the story behind this car is it was staying in front of a garage, then the garage caught on fire, burnt the whole front. Once I cleaned it up, it clearly looks like this car's been wrecked. Not bad. It's fender bender kind of type of wreck. It's not your smashed, oh, like this wreck. But it did get to damage this stuff right here and a little bit right here, which is totally fine because I got a whole car I can cut up, re-weld, and do whatever I want with it. The plan is to get this whole front clip off, take apart the front, start labeling stuff. I'm working on this thing just sporadically. Now we're here and now we're there. My memory is going to be gone by the time I'm ready to swap the engine and the harnesses, so I'm going to try my best to start labeling stuff when I take it apart, and they're not going to be like super detailed label. It's more going to be like somewhere on the right side where the headlight goes. But my plan is this episode, take all this front apart, drill out these spots, and get the whole front ready for paint. And I still got to drill this part out. As you can see, it's a little dented here and here, which is not a big deal, and that's that. I'm not gonna do anything more than that because I still want to paint the car or paint the engine bay and get all this stuff painted. It's gonna be a very interesting color. And I also wanted to replace this piece of metal. The biggest heat damage was right in this corner, and this piece right here took a beating, like heat damage. As you can see, the metal right there just got a little overheated. It's still a good form, like it's not super bad, but since I have all the stuff, I'll want to just replace it so I don't have to deal with it later. Anyway, so that is the plan for this episode. We're gonna take apart the whole front and get the front welded in on the other one and start getting ready to get it painted. It's gonna be a few different colors because this stuff's gonna get undercoat. This whole underneath here is gonna get undercoated, and or yeah, the undercoat rubber stuff. Like, as you guys can see, this stuff is not melted. The heat was only up to here, and then this stuff got a little bit, and then I sandblasted a lot of this stuff out, so it looks actually really good. Also, the heat only got to here. It only melted a little bit of the plastic here, and that's it. So as far as the inside of the dash, I looked underneath there and it looks pretty good. I'm still gonna remove the dash and because I gotta get to the harness, and I got this harness coming out right here, and I also got a harness coming out over here. And so we're gonna be pulling the harness off that car, and everything else, all this wiring, it's all gonna come out from this car. So what I want to do is I want to make sure everything is ready over there, so I come in here, spend one day pulling everything out and putting it back into there, and trying not to forget how things go. Other than that, short story, my first engine swap was on this 2JZ. The car I had 10 years ago, I built that car. 3 weeks later, my timing belt decides to skip about 8 teeth. Yeah, it blew the whole engine, and so I had to get a new engine. By that time I was broke, so I had to basically do it myself because I couldn't afford paying somebody else. And that's how I learned how to do engine swaps. It was on the same exact car, and it took me 6 hours to pull the whole engine, throw everything out, swap all the sensors, all that other stuff, and then put the new engine in and start it. It was 6 hours. I did it in my sister's garage because at that time I didn't have a garage. And yeah, short story short. So hopefully this one shouldn't take too long. But other than that, we're gonna focus on this. I'm gonna get this all fixed up and get it to a point where I can start painting it. Alright guys, so I took a few pieces off, just the bumpers, headlights, and I just wanted to see what this looks like. I got my package from my wide body kit in this box just yesterday or the other day, and I just want to see what the fender looks like. Look at that. This is not the most ideal fitting. Just looking at it, it's not quite 100%, but it's fiberglass, so it can be fixed, whatever issues I might run into later. But other than that, it looks pretty damn good. Like, I'm probably gonna keep those tires, keep it on the budget, because the backs I'll probably get fatter thread, and keep the back tires. They're 245s. I'm gonna go up to 295. They're pretty wide tires, or the rims, and because the wide body goes all the way out here like this, so I'm gonna have to get spacers too. But this is kind of what it looks like. Anyway, back to work. I'm gonna put that back in the box. I'm gonna get to it later once the car's done and ready for the body kit. Right now I'm just bored, and it's one of those things where you just kind of want to see, have a kind of like a picture, image, whatever, of what's it gonna look like. Alright guys, so fast forward 6 months, we're back to this build. And as you guys see, I already got some paint in here, and got a lot of stuff done. So as I was showing you this piece right here, cut this piece out, and got it all rewelded. So you got this piece right here, the cut is right about here. And then I rewelded it, primed it, and now it's a solid piece. Also, I rewelded this piece and this whole piece right here. This was the original. This thing took a beating. some really bad heat damage. So I decided to just cut it out and replace it since I had the part. And so drilled it out right here and then welded it all in and all this. And now I'm just test fitting the stuff before I start painting. So basically the engine bay's been done, primed, and I was testing some colors. I got this color and that color, and I'm gonna go with that color once it's ready. But for the most part, I've been trying out to see how my fitment is on my fenders and on my headlights, bumpers, hoods, all that fun stuff. So that's kind of what it looks like. I got my fender on, and it's all on a few bolts. It's nothing really concrete because it's all got to be taken apart so I can spray the engine bay. So that is the update on this. It took me a while to get back into it, but it's coming along. It's almost there. Alright guys, that is it for this episode. I did take a 6-month break on this due to some events, but I'm back working on it, so hopefully we'll have more videos coming out with the IS300 custom light body build. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned, because next thing we're gonna do is spray the engine bay and get it ready for the 2JZ to be put in here from the other car. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.